Hey guys, it's Brutal Boris here. Just wanted to do a quick video tonight. Wanted to show you guys the V store and the Vcoins and what all is involved in that. So let me open it up. We're going to go to hit the tab button and hit store, and we'll jump into the V store here. A lot of people have been asking, is this game pay to win? Is it pay for convenience? What are the cosmetics? All kinds of different things. Prize wheel, all the different options that you've got in the catalog of their V store. So I'll open it up here, and immediately it opens up. Typically it opens up right to the sword option on costume. So I'll flip through some of these real quick for you guys to kind of give you an idea of what these different cosmetics look like, the different points. Everything's on sale right now at 50% off, it looks like. So you've got a lot of options, a lot of pretty cool things that you can add. This is reminiscent to like Path of Exile or World of Warcraft or different games that you guys are familiar with probably. There's even settings for your shield, different options there. So let me jump through those. And these range anywhere, it looks like anywhere from maybe a couple hundred Vcoins to 700 Vcoins. But again, it's 50% off right now. I'm not sure how long they're going to run this sale, but there's some really cool options. So let's jump into... Let's look at two-handed sword. They just redid, I think these top ones are new ones that they just released recently. Some of these actually are kind of comical. This looks like a Path of Exile legendary that we had in the game, so that's pretty neat. You've got a lot of cool options. You do get some of these skins for free in the game. I've gotten a couple for my character in the alpha, as well as I'm hoping to get to through the MSQ, through the quest line, and get some free stuff there. Let's see here. This is the spear, showing you guys some of the cool spear options. Going through them kind of quick because I want you to get a quick view of these to see what they look like. These are the two newest ones. These are the brand new ones they released as part of the version 1. So you've got the Divine Dual Dagger and the Dynasty Dual Dagger. Let me scroll in a little bit. Pretty cool looking. These I will note that when I saw these online, these little deals kind of clip into your character. So that's something to know as when you're looking at this, to throw your character on the screen, kind of turn him around, see what this looks like, see if it looks good for you. I will say for this launch, I pretty much accepted the default character, so I don't have anything special for my character. I plan to change him up in the near future. I wanted to get into the game as quickly as possible this time. So pretty cool look. If you throw your character on and you can right click and drag him around and see what his daggers look like. I'm actually running daggers right now, so pretty interesting. All right, let's do dual swords. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Check it out. Some massive sized dual axes here. Pretty cool. So I wanted to give you guys a view on that. So these are like 250. So each one, it's kind of weird. Some of them are different priced depending on the weapon. Maybe there's some logic there. Look at that, massive. That's kind of scary looking. All right, here's the maul. Very cool. Give you guys a few views of each one. This one looks the best right here. That's pretty wicked. It's got some lava looking growing out of the sides of it. All right, let's go to bow. Not sure that I've seen a terrible number of people playing bow. There are some uses for bow out on the ocean. I think that bow is the only thing that will kill the animals, the sea animals out in the ocean. So just a little side note for you guys. Pretty cool looking items for bow. That one's kind of a generic looking to me. Let's see here. Oh, and you got a quiver. They've got quiver options. Very cool. Crossbows. I've tested crossbows a good bit too. See how it kind of clips into you there? I don't know if that's the way it's always going to look or what, but some of them kind of clip into you, your character. That one's wicked looking. That looks like a modern bow that you convert into a crossbow. Dawnbringer. That's pretty cool looking. Cross steel. Looks like a classic old wooden crossbow. Lethal venom. There you go. Looks like the handle's on a pistol. So that's got little ram horns on it, looks like. Let's see here. Let's see what they don't have. So it's interesting. So they list under the Crossbows, they list the crossbow archer legacy items, but does not look like they show up. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's, oh, it's on your hip. I guess that's it. The little hip deal right there. Ah, cool. I was going to miss that. I don't know that I don't know that that's worth paying for, honestly. That's a really hard item to see on your side hip there. All right, last one is the staff. So this is for life staff and arcane staffs. Oh, that's kind of cool. Look at that. That's wicked. I like the blue one better than the red, but I've always been a fan of blue over red in the games. Pretty wicked. Very cool. Check this one out. That's very similar to one of the kind of the glowy free ones that we got in the alpha. Look at that. Pretty wicked. So there you go. I wanted to give you guys a quick look. That one's very cool. Look at that. Purple. This is the one I think I had. I think I had this one on my character, and it actually has some little lightning stuff that goes around the edges of it. There you go. So that's a quick look at the weapons. I'm going to jump through some of the armor. I'm not going to change every single color because you guys can use your imaginations and see what you like and don't like about the armor. The shoulders on this are absolutely beastly, pretty large. So pretty cool looking logo on your chest. You're kind of the crest of your chest there. Very cool. So these are 2,500. Let's see, this one has, oh, I think this one is in the prize wheel. So the Dynasty armor, you have a chance of getting that in the prize wheel, which we'll get in just a minute here. Royal Knight, that is freaking wicked. Look at that. That's very reminiscent to me of a lot of Path of Exile options and World of Warcraft. If you guys have played those games, very cool. I like that one a lot, actually. The Pharaoh, that is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Very cool. I like the head. That's pretty wicked. Anubis, that's going to be cool. Check it out. You look like you're about 1.5 or 2 feet taller than you normally are. That's pretty cool. And these are the Anubis and the Pharaon are only 900, which is a lot cheaper than the others. And I actually like those a lot better, honestly. The Sage Path, that's kind of cool. Kind of a kung fu look to it. Voidborn, check that out. Get the ram head there. Very interesting. All right, we'll do a few more here. The Osirian Warden, Brown Claw. That one's kind of different. Yeah, so if you want to, I mean, that's very unique. It's got the lion on the chest, kind of a brown appearance. This one's very cool, like a samurai, almost like a white samurai monk look to it. There's, let's see here. Oh, the Crimson Oath. So it's pretty much like a kilt with some pants underneath, I guess. Droid of the Word. That's very wicked looking. Check it out. I like the little side scythe looking thing here. Warden we did. Lagoon Vibe. Oh, this is where it kind of gets funny. You get they get just wearing shorts if you want to kind of have some crossplay or goof off and do an event where you're wearing only certain things. Check this out. That's a beefcake right there. All right, so we'll jump through several of these really quickly here. Give you guys a quick idea. There is a huge number of options for you to pick. That's one of the things that somebody said, is everybody going to be wearing the same cosmetic? I think some of them are probably going to be more popular than others. Oh, I really like that one, honestly. That one's pretty wicked too. But I think there's enough that it's going to be pretty unique over time. And I think they're going to come out with a lot more as we progress. And then those were all the male, and then female, obviously, are going to be the same thing. I'm going to kind of click through these a little quick, just so you can kind of see at high level. Same thing for the female options. That's wicked. Pretty cool. Give you a good look at these. That's wicked too, right there. Close that out. So definitely a little more skin showing on these for the female characters. That's pretty cool. The Azure Mirage, Obsidian Crest, Noctera Bloom. That's interesting. So again, some of these I think are, you know, if you wanted to do, like if there's an event in the game and you're grouping up with a bunch of people just to hang out and role play or something like that, there's a lot of options for that as well. There you go. That's pretty cool. That's wicked. So lots of cool options. Hopefully I covered enough that you guys get the idea to see what you can do in the costumes. And then obviously it's going to break out into head, mounts, pet, ship, build. So I'm going to do these pretty quickly just to kind of give you like a few options to see what these look like. This one's cool looking. This is the Ruin Bound helmet. I'm sure you can see a lot of this on their website. Just go out to their website and pull it up. That's kind of goofy looking. What is that from It? I think. Let's see here. Here's the clown head. So, I mean, these are really cool. But if you have a full suit, or a full cosmetic body on, I don't know that you would ever buy these individually. I'm sure these are probably options that are going to be in the wheel that they have, prize wheel, which is, it's kind of a gotcha thing. I personally feel like I don't do wheel spins or, you know, loot crates or those kind of things, because you end up spending a tremendous amount of money to get one item that you want. And a lot of times they release those items later in the game. So this is cool though. I actually I looked at several of the mounts. I think this is one of the things that I will definitely be putting a little bit of money into. Not too much crazy, obviously. You can actually get the Vcoins in the game, so you can trade in the daily quests for all the different vendors. If you do that, you can then convert your regular coins over, your action coins, I think they're called, over to Vcoins. For every 1,000 action coins you get 100 Vcoins, and it's entirely doable. I think when in alpha I'm pretty sure I did about 1,000 Vcoins in a week. So that I may be a little off there, but you can definitely do it in the game without paying a lot of money. That one's pretty cool. Check it out. Metallic stealth look. Noble Knight. Hopefully they come up with additional mounts in the future. That one's wicked too. That one's kind of your run-of-the-mill, kind of your normal view. Check that out. It's like a lot of the dogs with excess hair that runs down their legs in dog shows. It's like a big blanket laying over the horse. Check it out. You got Emerald. That one's pretty cool for green. Those are really neat. So a lot of options. And here, that's interesting. So I guess you can get for your caravan. You can get special skins for your caravan. That's really interesting. Check it out. Look at that. So when you're doing the land caravan, you can pick these. I would totally do this right here. Hopefully that would scare off anybody with the donkey trying to come after me. Very interesting. I'm wondering if they're going to actually have options for the donkey at some point, so you can have a scary looking donkey. All right, so here's your pets, and your pets are pretty cool in the game. They're just not this colorful, obviously. So this dude it's like a dragon with some pretty cool colors. This is the brain, just the head that's floating along. This one's wicked. Check that out. It's just a skull. These are mostly, I think, for the things that are flighty, flying in the air. But I think you can actually apply these to any animal. So if let's say you had a wolf, and you took that wolf and you applied this skin to it, I'm pretty sure it converts the wolf into this item. So it doesn't have to be a dragon or something that's flying for you to apply this skin to it. There's a rabbit. And I'm sure they've got an absolute ridiculous ton of these. That one's pretty cool. I like that one. That's wicked. Dark Wanderer. And that's pretty cool. Let's do a light runner as well. There we go. Then we got the rat with a light on his tail. Golden. So they got different colors. This one, you get a blue one by default in the game. This is the Venom Leaper. So you get a one similar to that in the game by default for free. All right, let's jump over to the ship costumes. So a lot of people do these. They get these for their normal caravans, which makes them look very similar to the pirate ships. So your ships by default are pretty wicked looking, but these are neat too. The Medusa ship, very interesting, very cool looking. Charon's ferry. guess it makes it a little bit wide. It looks a little bit wider maybe. Also your sail changes a little bit. Mermaid ship. And that's the 4 options you've got there. All right, so let's go to costume build. Looks like costume build's coming soon. And then here's your prize wheel. This is where I was saying earlier, you can spend for this. You get a lot of options. Now, personally, if you're buying the inventory slots and the weight limits and those things on the side, I don't know that I would ever do this, but this is an option if you want to just spin the wheel to see what you can win for 150. And I think there's a limit. You can do this so many times a day. Now they did add, this is one of the things that a lot of people get frustrated about, that they say might be pay to win, is the Terra protection. When you're upgrading your equipment, you can use a Terra protection item. I think this is very similar to BDO, Black Desert Online. You use that Terra protection to essentially prevent the item from breaking permanently. But you can get those in game. You can get those now in game from bosses, from various tasks. You can buy them, and you can get lucky in this, and you can actually buy them elsewhere in the game. But this might be the one thing that a lot of people get hung up on and say it's pay to win. I personally probably won't ever buy one for real money, because if I'm just going to take the chance, it's a game. I want to take the chance on something breaking and just move forward. But anyway, here's a few more options that you get these for free all the time. These are just your blessing packages, which gives you additional, this one here, for example, gives you additional inventory slots for a short period. I think, what is it, 15 days sometimes. It's typically like a short period. And these are supporter packs. So now this may actually be a permanent option for these supporter packs. It's a little bit different than the inventory and weight limit options down at the bottom. But these, looks like it gives you inventory slots of 16, storage slot of 16, level experience plus 15%, plus 15% weapon, profession mount, weight limit, unlimited character appearance change. So I actually need to change my character, so I may need to find something like this. And then you get a level experience boost, you get weapon experience boost, profession experience boost, mount, pet, a free skill set, and drop chance of plus 15%. Then on this one, you get storage slot, profession experience, clan altar, animal gathering, plus 2 on your harvesting items. So those are a couple different options. These might be a little heavy, closer toward the possibility of pay to win if you consider some of the experience boosts that you get for this. But I will say you can also do this exact same thing in the game. You can also pay for coins, or the base coins for these items. And I'm not sure that these are, oh, it says 15 days. Finally, I found it. That was very obvious. I just missed it. It's 15 days. So these are items that you can buy. I believe these are one-time purchases, and I think these were initially released. They were in alpha as well, but they're a short-lived item. I'm not certain if that's going to be the case forever, if they may come out with additional items like this. But there you go. They're 1,990 and 1,220 Vcoins. Support packages. This is just another level of the bundles that they had, where you can get temporary 15 days of all these different items. You can get storage expansions, clan altar experience, farming experience, etc. So a bunch of different options. You can do 30 days or 15 days on that. It looks like there's a minor discount there. There's a little bit of a discount to do 30 days, but again, quite expensive to do those options there. Single use. This is where I have focused most of the money that I've spent on the game has been only in single use, with the exception of I have not purchased a single Terra protection, but I have not leveled at the max level at in-game yet. So there may be scenarios where I need some of these from in-game to progress my gear to the top level. So this one here, I think I had 4 characters in the alpha, and I don't know that you actually need this until maybe 7 or 8 characters. I don't know the limit yet on when you would need to buy an additional character slot. I don't know why you would do that. You have to power level every character doing certain skills, so you can pretty much do everything with one character. So I'm not entirely certain why you would do this very often. You might do it for very specific things, but Really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me why you would need to do that. Weapon level transfer. This one is you can basically level up. Let's say you level up crossbows, and then you want to move to daggers. You can use this to transfer all your experience from crossbows over to daggers. That one is probably borderline on pay to win, but it's when you might level a weapon and then they nerf it or change it. This gives you the opportunity to then change to a different weapon type without having to grind from zero, which is quite painful in this game. There's a tremendous amount of grind, and you have to go to, a lot of times you have to go to lower level areas to start grinding, and then you have to find all the books to upgrade as well. So, all right, so terror protection, this is the thing that probably catches the most grief about potential pay to win. This is when upgrading equipment, this item is consumed. If the upgrade fails and prevents the item from being destroyed, this prevents the item from being destroyed. It can be purchased with action coins obtained from world bosses, bought with Olympic heroes points, or purchased from the store. So you can only purchase this once per week. That's the other thing. There is a lot of discussion on how they may change this, but I will tell you in alpha, this was 3,000 coins. I don't remember it being on sale. I don't know that anybody ever purchased it. That's just a lot of money for one item. And also, when you're doing your crafting, if you fail 2 or 3 times, this would be exorbitantly expensive if you decided to try to do pay to win to do this. So I don't know. Maybe it probably can be abused. I don't know that I've seen it. It probably potentially could happen if the game starts getting really popular and some big pockets people get into the game. All right, so the next thing is skill change rate. This unlocks one skill slot, allowing you to create different skill tree and switch between those skill trees. So this is where, I don't know if you guys have been playing the new combat skill, you pick on the left or right side on each weapon. When you purchase this, that gives you the opportunity to do both sides. You can level both sides, you can apply and use those books towards both sides and switch back and forth. So that one might actually be pretty handy, because right now it kind of locks you into one side or the other. Different types of content you may want to switch up. For life staff, you may want to do strictly healing with very minimal damage, or switch to the other side and do a little more damage and less healing. So there's a couple different options there. Extra shrine teleport. This basically gives you the right to automatically increase the number of teleports every 8 hours. It gives you 3 additional ones. This is a one-time use, I think, for that 8 hours. I'm not certain why anybody would really spend money on this, because you can pretty much teleport or get around the map pretty easily with the in-game coins. This is kind of I'm not certain why anybody would use this, but I'm certain somebody will potentially use it at some point that likes to jump around the map a tremendous amount without spending their in-game coins. Extra shrine teleport right ×5, ×10, same thing, just additional ones. Character name change. You don't like Brutal Boris anymore, you want to change it to something else. And then character bonus reset coupon. You use this to reset your character's base bonuses. Right click to use. So right now, when you go into the game, you pick if you want additional harvesting, mining, wood chopping, and then PvE or PvP experience. Those types of things, you can reset that. So if you want to grind to level 100 using PvE, you can then use this to switch your bonuses to PvP points. So you could potentially level up using PvE and wood chopping, and then when you get to end game, you could switch it to mining and PvP points, something like that. So this is not really pay to win, but it's a convenience, probably is the way I would classify it, but you guys may think differently on that. Appearance change, that's the one I'm probably going to do, because I sped through to get into the game real quick and didn't change my character at all. Individual altar. So this is what you need to get your altar, your housing location, to the top level. You can go through and level 1, 2, 3, and 4 without any changes, and all this does is it gives you a little more space and a little more options on the number of crafting tables and items that you can have in your house. So this is definitely something that I did in the pre-launch. It was pretty cool. It gave me the option to add more crafting tables of the same type. each level, like level 1, you might be able to do 2 of each crafting table. Level 3, you can have 4 of each crafting table, etc. And as you get to level 5, you can have an additional crafting table, additional number of items in your house. So that's what that is. All right, so that's character management. Let's jump to storage inventory. This one's pretty quick and straightforward. You can buy additional 1 slot, 4 slot, or 8 slot, or 16 slots in your personal inventory. That's the inventory when you hit the I button. So if you hit I, you open it up, you've got a lot of these locks on your screen. If you want to buy these, you can buy them in increments of 1, 4, 8, or 16. I will tell you, when you buy these, make sure you keep up with how many you buy in addition to any of the other little, let's see, these bundles. If you've got any of these bundles going where they give you additional free slots, you could have this running and you might not realize how many you actually need or have going. So if you buy too many of these, you end up having to create a ticket to get a refund for purchasing too many, because these are not transferable across characters. Same thing on your storage slot expansion for, this is your depot. And when you increase this, I found you can actually increase this as 1, 4, 8, and 16. This is the actual storage at the city depots. And when you increase this to the max, I found that it actually works across all cities. So if you go into Meadow, you buy 4 of these 16 plus 16s, then you go to another city, you actually see in that city, you have those, your standard storage plus those 4 16 slot expansions available there as well. So it's pretty cool. I actually was surprised by that. I thought you were going to have to buy that in every single city, but that's not been the case from what I've seen in alpha and in early launch. So that's pretty cool. This one's definitely worth it if you need additional space, because there's a ton of inventory in this game. So weight limit is basically the same exact thing as the inventory. You just increase your weight limit on your character. So if we go into my character, we can see my weight limit right now is 162.32. Now in the game, you by default, as you level, you increase your weight limit, but you also get these bags, which you can, I think the highest level bag I've seen was like 150 inventory weight. So you add weight by having these bags in place, but you can add an additional 200 kg for each character. So the max you can add using these options is 200 kg. And where that comes into help is if you have a lot of inventory, not a ton of items, but it's like stone, iron, or heavy things, that adds up weight really quickly. And what it does is once you hit above that number there, like 243.48, you cannot move at all. Once you hit I think it's 162.33 for me, I can't even ride my horse. I can get on my horse, but it won't move. So just know that you can add inventory weight limit right here if you want to do that. Mount breeding. This one is a little weird. This is, I guess, if you're wanting to have the max level mount and the fastest mount, you can actually pay to reset the to change the time that it takes to breed. The typical time is 12 hours each breed. You can, but the thing is you can breed 10 horses at a time. So it's kind of weird. I guess I can see somebody wanting to use this breed to reduce the time by 6 hours. You get 1 on this one, or you can get 5 on this one. So essentially 5 times you could use this. That's just really expensive to me for something that's really simple to do in the game. It's really something you click and it runs for 12 hours offline. You can do it when you're done with your gaming for the night, and it runs overnight, and then you get up and you can kick it off again. So I'm not real certain why anybody would really do that, but maybe they will. Then there's, let's see, this one is, the breeding resetter. So female horses only have 3, you can only breed them 3 times each. But let's say you have a legendary, crazy, fast, real high stamina, real high turn speed, whatever horse, and you are using that to breed to try and get other horses. So you could potentially, by default, once they hit 3, they are no longer able to breed. They're pretty much worthless at that point, unless you want to ride them or sell them for somebody else to ride. But by buying this, you can reset that horse and continue breeding it 3 more times. If you buy this one, you can continue breeding it 5 times 3, so 15 more times. Again, I kind of get this, but I don't think I would ever consider this. I think that is kind of a weird option to have. That one probably is considered pay to win too for mount speed if you're trying to find the ultimate mount. But anyway, I think that was a weird one. That one's one to note for sure. Clan. Here you can actually add, I think a lot of people have been talking about this recently, clan capacity booster. This is not bound to a character. It can only be used for the current clan. So I think the way this works is if I'm in a clan and I'm not the clan leader, I can purchase this and use it to add capacity to the clan. So the default number of people in the clan. However, I don't know if the individual can use it or if they have to give it to the clan owner to use. It has to be transferred, I think, to the clan owner, because I think the clan owner is who makes those decisions. Clan altar badge, I think, is the same way. This basically gives you the ability to add a small badge that floats above your head. It's a little image that you can add and edit to show, here's our clan image. Clan name change, skill reset. So by default, when you create your clan, you can pick certain skills, very similar to creating a new character. You can pick your default skills you want to get bonuses on. This is the same as the inventory storage increase. This is your guild storage increase though. Same thing on this. I did see a lot of people struggling with this today. They bought the storage slot increase for their guild and they were not able to use it. I think there's some deal where this may have to go to the clan owner to initiate the additional space, but I think there's a little bit of workaround on that. You may have to ask support for some assistance on that. And then the last thing, which I don't know why anybody would ever buy unless you just want to waste money, is the fireworks. And there you go. That's what the fireworks. So we'll call it there. This was just a quick walkthrough. I wanted to give you guys an absolute clear view on what the options are for the game, so that if you're thinking about getting into the game, you know what you're getting into. You know what the pay to win or not pay to win options are. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys. As always, I appreciate your time. Throw me a thumbs up, comment down below what you guys think about the game, what you think about the V-Store, and if you're going to be in game, give me a shout. As last thing, I have a referral code, and hopefully you guys will use that if you decide to get in the game. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.